MAGA Monday, 11 a.m., top of the mid-morning podcast. Woo! Get on in here. Woo! Happy Labor Day, Monday, 11 a.m., on the spot, on the dot, on the clock. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, we coming in, man. We coming in. Hot and fired up, ready to go automatically off the top, top of the top, off the top, ready to go. First in the chat, Ozzy Cosby, man, with the wrench of destruction. What's up with your Ozzy Cosby? Happy Labor Day, man. First in the chat, man. Members only. Members have their privileges, man. Happy Labor Day weekend. You see that thumbnail? Good news. Trump news is good news. It should be interchangeable at this point. You know what I'm saying? We should be able to have a shirt that say good news / Trump news. Just interject Trump for good. You know what I'm saying? Trump news is good news. Trump news, giving Democrats the boo-hoo blues. The boo-hoo blue. And I love when the receipts come rolling in. Rolling, keep the receipts rolling, MAGA. Rolling, we got the receipts rolling, MAGA. Yeah, man. Got them receipts rolling, man. Oh, man, I announced it first. A lot of people, they be fake trumping, man. I coined that. Put that in the chat, man. A lot of people be fake trumping, man. Yeah, man, fake trumping, man. I didn't have the tariff. I had the tariff debate down from day one. I showed you, Nancy, it was easy for me to win this tariff argument. Because it was just like the DC Chicago and we gonna get to DC Chicago. That argument was easy for me to win too, because the Democrats had did it first. Like Ray J, the Democrats had hit it first, right? So what did Nancy Pelosi say? We played Nancy Pelosi video. We played Nancy Pelosi video for 96, and what did she say? It was a tariff deficit. Yes, and now we see the rolling, keep them receipts rolling, MAGA, rolling, we got them receipts rolling, MAGA. Everybody at home, get your Trump hands going, man. John Smith said hi. Get your Trump hands going. Rolling, we got them receipts rolling, MAGA. See, top of the morning. Let's introduce the show. Back at it like a crack at it. Automatic like a foe-matic, built for tragedy, made for static. It's your boy, Perfect Time Podcast, back with the blast, in and out with a dash. 2025 won't last, and it's going. Pretty soon we gonna say going, but it won't be long. So what we talking about? We talking about my beautiful thumbnail. We talking about Labor Day. Today is Labor Day. What is labor? Work. How do you pay for a society? How do you move a people? How do you pay for water? How do you pay for transportation? How do you pay for highways? How do you pay for schools? Labor Day. We're going to have a discussion about Labor Day. Everybody in the chat, thumbs up right now. We don't got enough likes, man. Hit the like button. Hit the share, subscribe, double tap. Hit the like, man. Perks on Podcast, back with the blast. Everybody, as you come in right now, hit the like, man. You see Ozzy lit up in the chat, man. That's because Ozzy is a member. Membership has its privileges. And yes, he got the wrench of destruction for all of the trolls, man. That's what I'm talking about. Kona, thumbs up. Hit the like, man. We need 100 likes on the double, or we in trouble. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Rolling. Yeah, man. So we showed this is the receipts. Today is the receipt show, because on the internet, it's very important that you have receipts. Now, I presented an argument. Now, the narrative was very powerful. There was a very powerful narrative about the tariffs. Now, The American public have been sold a powerful narrative about tariffs without any concrete knowledge or evidence. Mrs. Perfect Time in the chat with them Donald Trump emojis. You want to get an emoji like that? Join the channel. $2 holler right now. Become a membership. Like, share, and subscribe, and join the channel. We have been talking about these tariffs, man. And I presented to you numerous arguments, data, statistics. I even gave you your leader, your queen, Nancy Pelosi, 85 years old, been in office 40 years, not gonna retire. Maxine Waters in the news today, 80 years old, been in office 30 years, not gonna retire. I gave you Nancy Pelosi talking about the trade deficit that America was facing in 1996. Nancy Pelosi said American workers are facing a trade deficit that will stagnate wages and affect Americans' quality of life. Nancy Pelosi once believed my argument. This is why my argument was so easy to make. People thought when all this time I've been saying tariffs are to benefit the American workers, people thought I made it up. I didn't make it up. I based it on economic evidence. I even gave you Nancy Pelosi when Nancy Pelosi showed you the data, the graphs, gave you the percents. I went and did the research. How much was the tariff in EU? Well, less than 2%. But we had explosion inflation under Biden. How much was the tariff in Japan? It was less than 2%. How much was the tariff in China? Sometimes the tariffs were almost 0%. How could we have an explosion of inflation under Let's Go Brandon, but the tariffs were almost zero? It's because what I read to you last week about the Fed chair, that tariffs do not correlate to inflation. Remember when I read that? Remember when the Fed chair, Lisa Cook got put on blast by Donald Trump at the Fed. Lisa Cook is the Fed governor, but the Fed chair, because amidst all the controversy, a lot has been going on. See, the media is not having you focus on the truth. This is a tariff talk, but this is about receipts. This is about receipts because we've been arguing for over 2 weeks about the benefits of the tariffs, and we had to argue against a very strong narrative being put out by the media, but the media didn't have what we had. The media didn't have any facts. If you listen to anything that the left has said, if you listen to anything that the Dems have said, they always have said these words, these key words here, potentially. See, there's a debate right now. Potentially. The tariffs, potentially. Now, why is the media, we're all supposed to be Americans. You would think that the media was on the side of the president. The media is not on the side of the president because the media is playing the fence by saying the tariffs potentially could have downstream bad negative effects, or they could be a windfall. So the media is playing the fence because the media doesn't want to be on the side of Donald Trump. But what did I say? I said Nancy Pelosi is right. I said Donald Trump is right. I said the tariffs are going to benefit the American worker. And what do we have on Labor Day? What do we have on, look at that beautiful thumbnail, Donald Trump making an announcement about trillions of dollars. Now, wait a minute. I already talked about this. I talked about this when we talked about the summit. We talked about the summit with Japan. We talked about Mr. Perfect Timing with that $2. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for that like. Thank you for that super chat, man. Do the same thing, man. Donate and support the channel right now. 11 a.m., man. Top of the mid-morning podcast. It's your boy, man. Perfect Timing podcast with that Trump news, giving Democrats the boo-hoo blues. Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir, man. So August 1st is when the tariffs went into effect. A lot of people didn't talk to you about actual data, actual truth. August 1st, the tariffs went into effect. You hear a lot about, oh, Trump is in court. August 1st, the tariffs went into effect. So today on Labor Day, President Trump announced his successes and his wins. Again, listen to what I said. Your social media has only talked about what potentially could happen. Today, this morning, we bring in the receipts. On the Perfect Timing podcast, top of the mid-morning podcast, we are about the receipts. And guess what, baby? Rolling. Keep them receipts rolling. Rolling. MAGA. Rolling. We got them receipts rolling. Rolling. MAGA. More than 15 $15 trillion will be invested in the USA. A record. Much of this investment because of tariffs. It's a radical left court is allowed to terminate these tariffs. Almost all of this investment and much more will be immediately canceled. In many ways, we will become a third world nation with no hope of greatness again. Time is of the essence. This is Donald Trump, Truth Social. More than $15 trillion will be invested in the USA, a record. 15, not a million, not a billion. $15 trillion. Breaking news. President Trump stuns America by saying $15 trillion will be invested in America because of the tariffs. I said to you, Japan promised billions. Europe promised billions. India promised billions. They're saying because American workers, this is not a joke, you make $7 an hour. Trump is negotiating for your future. Trump is negotiating for your children to make more than $7 an hour. I want to know what the Democrats want for you. What do the people who are arguing against Trump, how much do they want your kids to make an hour? Do they know what the federal minimum wage is? Because Trump is arguing for the next generation factories to be built here. When we say, do you understand 15 trillion in investments is not money in your pocket? What the negotiation was is these companies that we have enriched and built factories overseas, Trump says if you want to lower the tariffs, you must now build factories in America. Not only build factories in America, but hire and train American workers to be able to work in the next generation factories. That's the $1 trillion investment. Your next factory is not built in China. Your next employee doesn't come from China. It's the MAGA dollar. Can I get MAGA dollar in the chat? The MAGA dollar is strong. See, they don't factor in the MAGA dollar principle, but we know about the MAGA dollar, MAGA dollar on this channel because we saw the effects of the MAGA dollar on Target. We saw the effects of the MAGA dollar on Bud Light. We saw the effects and the power of the MAGA dollar on Cracker Barrel. So when we talk about the influences of the tariffs and where these investments, it's about the MAGA dollar. And if you want American dollars to go into your companies, then you're going to have to reinvest in America. I would love for the rest of American workers and citizens to feel just like me, MAGA and Trump, that we deserve a piece of the pie, that we deserve equal shares with everybody that we trade and spend money with. It is not asking for too much, but the media wants to confuse everybody on what a tariff is all about. The media, see, the narrative was somehow, this was the narrative, and I debunked this narrative last week. The narrative was, oh, the tariff is a tax, because that's what they heard on television. They had nothing to back it up. But I present to you today receipts, rolling, keep them receipts rolling. I said to you that the MAGA dollar is strong. See, they didn't factor in the MAGA dollar. No. They didn't factor in the MAGA dollar. They said a tariff is a tax to the customer. What did I say? I said, no, it's not. And then I said this before the Fed chair. It's a lot of idiots and trolls in the chat, but this is the greatest podcast on YouTube. If you didn't know, you just landed at the most intellectual, most highly thought-provoking podcast in the land. Perfect Time Podcast, top of the mid-morning podcast. What we said was, shit, I forgot my train. Man, what we said was the narrative is the tariff is a tax to the consumer. I don't know who started this, but the Fed chair cleared it up. But it comes out this powerful news media. The news media kept saying the tariff is a tax. The tariff is a tax. The tariff is a tax. The tariff will be a tax on the customer. So I did the research. The research said potentially. So that there was no truth. So I said, if a company, listen, I said this last week, and then the Fed chair presented receipts. Today is a receipts day. I said last week, the MAGA dollar is strong. We told Bud Light what to do. No more DEI. Go woke, go broke. We told Target, go woke, go broke. We told Cracker Barrel, go woke, go broke, because the dollar has power. I empower my listeners to understand that you can vote. Your spending money is politics. Your spending money is voting. You vote with your dollars. You vote with your dollars. You vote with your dollars. Can we say it in the chat? You vote with your dollars. You vote with your dollars. MAGA dollars are voting every day. MAGA dollars are changing the world we live in. Yes, and I want to empower more Americans to understand the power of the dollar, the almighty dollar, and how to vote with your dollar. I said, if a billionaire passes on his tariff to you as a tax, as a customer and an American, I said, take your dollars somewhere else. I said, just like with Bud Light, the trolls hate to hear facts. The trolls hate to hear truth, because we have proved it with 3 major companies, $100 million losses. This is not me yelling. Everybody, this guy yelling, this guy yelling, this guy yelling. The trolls hate facts. 3 companies have been readjusted, go woke, go broke by the MAGA dollar. The American people are waking up. The American people are saying, we don't care about race. See, there are a lot of racist Democrats. There is nothing like a racist liberal. A liberal who tells you, I'm not racist. I love black people. Well, America is saying no more racism, no more separation. Give me just the receipts. And guess what we doing this morning? Just the receipts. So the news media told you that a tariff would be a tax. I told you that if a billionaire tried to pass on his tariff to you as the customer via tax, I said, you use your MAGA dollar and you go somewhere else and the prices will come down. Yes, that's what I said. Then the Fed chair came out, said 2 things. The Fed chair came out after Lisa Cook being fired by Donald Trump. The Fed chair came out and said, number 1, tariffs do not affect inflation. Number 2, the tariff will not be passed on to you as a tax. The tariff mostly will be a cost that is assumed by the corporate or overseas. Tariffs do not come back to the consumer as taxes. Bruce Wayne the Gray in the building. You want to look like Bruce Wayne? Look at that emoji. Bruce Wayne the Gray, one of the hottest members in YouTube. What's up with your Bruce Wayne? Happy Labor Day. Join the channel, $2 holla, become a member, like, share, subscribe, double tap the screen right now. Top right hand of your corner, there are 3 little dots. Those dots are called an ellipsis. Hit that ellipsis right now. You can like the screen, you can double tap the screen. What I am saying to you is that for 2 weeks I've told you that the tariff is not a tax. For 2 weeks I've said to you the tariff is not a tax. And no one has been able to prove that the tariff is a tax to the customer. What people have argued is that the tariff potentially could become a tax to the customer. And it became such a trending topic that the Fed chair had to come out last week. I did a show on it. The Fed chair had to come out last week and clarify for everybody about the tariffs relationship to inflation and the tariffs relationship to cost of the consumer. But wait a minute, I already told you that the tariff could not and would not be a tax to you because of the MAGA dollar. And I told you what happened to Bud Light. I empowered you by what happened to Target. We celebrated Cracker Barrel. We celebrated the fact that Cracker Barrel lost $100 million and had to go back to their original logo because of the MAGA dollar. How they want to tell you to be worried about 2026. How can all we do is win. Ozzy Kazi, Bruce Wayne the Gray, all we do is win. How could we be worried about 2026? Bud Light, go woke, go broke. Target, go woke, go broke. Cracker Barrel, just 3 days ago. All we do is win. 2026 is going to be a walk in the park. As much as we do is win, you cannot win against the truth. It's God and country. It's God and country. And the more Americans wake up to the power that they have, the individual citizen, it's about the people. It's all, remember the framers? This is the greatest country, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. We the people, this is the greatest. Why do you think everybody want to come here? Everybody wants to come to America to be part of we the people, not to be black, not to be white, not to be a gender. We the people, American. People are running here to be American. Democrats want you to be black. Democrats want you to be white. Democrats want you to be a gender. But everybody coming here, you know what they want to be? They want to be American. How about Americans? Woo! How about Americans? People born here, people who supposed to love the country. How about we want to be American? How about we love America? How about we say, make America great again? How about we say MAGA strong? How about I love that people want to come here. I love that everybody around the world knows that this is the greatest country. My prayer is that Americans start to love and understand why America is so great. Why, if you get that, then you could understand a lot of what we're saying today about tariffs, about the trade deficit, and the $15 trillion that will be invested in America. It's so grand. It is so grand. It is so beautiful. And we have been talking about this for weeks now. The MAGA dollar is strong. The MAGA dollar is strong. My thumbnail says 8 trillion. The tariffs went into effect August 1st. Meaning, I don't think anyone even talked to you. Now, I've been talking to you. We need 100 likes. Double tap, hit the like right now. Double tap, hit the like right now. Double tap the screen, hit the like, 100. CC36. My members is showing up. My members is showing up. My members is showing up. My members is showing up and showing out. Shout out to my members. Shout out to the members of the Perfect Timing Podcast, top of the mid-morning from an OG perspective, the hottest YouTube live stream, vertical, horizontal, on the channel right now. CC360, Ozzy Cosby, Bruce Wayne the Gray. Shout out to all my members, man. The thumbnail says $8 trillion in tariff revenue, hundreds of thousands of new jobs. $8 trillion in tariff revenue. Hey, I've been using fast food as an example. Did you guys know? I use McDonald's because McDonald's pays one of the highest salaries in the country. You know, some civil service workers don't make as much as McDonald's workers. So I use McDonald's as an example. McDonald's wages for the past 5 years has steadily gone up. No one's going to be honest about this. If you work at McDonald's, you could tell me in the chat. If you work at McDonald's, your wages have been going up. Your wages have been going up if you work at McDonald's. But at the same time, wages have been going up, tariffs have been going up, prices at McDonald's keep coming down. Why do prices, Trump talked about it, prices coming down, but why is it that wages keep going up, but prices keep coming down? And I saw over this last week, Little Caesars brought back the $5 pizza. Can we have a talk, America? Little Caesars brought back, people want to troll in the chat, but in America, a $5 pizza means a lot. So Little Caesars brought back the $5 pizza. McDonald's keeps lowering prices, wages keeps going up. McDonald's is the first job. Imagine when you were 16, if you could make $20 an hour. Right now in high school, do you know some high school kids can make as much money as their parents? Working at McDonald's in California pays $20 an hour. Somebody in the chat said $15 an hour. You could hate on junk food economy or whatever. The fact of the matter is wages are going up. Americans eat McDonald's. McDonald's is the biggest landowner in the globe. McDonald's owns land to own its own potatoes. So McDonald's owns tractors, farmland, fertilizer, water. If there was a tariff problem, think about this. Everybody knows the story about the McDonald's French fry. Can we have a tariff? Can we have a tariff debate this morning? Tariff and trade. Who knows about the McDonald's French fry? Well, the McDonald's French fry is toxic. They need a special field to grow the McDonald's French fry, and then a special tools to pick it, and it has to be housed in a warehouse for 6 months. McDonald's owns fields to grow this special potato. McDonald's buys fertilizer. McDonald's buys tractor oil. McDonald's buys all these things in order to give you the best French fries on the globe. McDonald's has the best French fries. No, we're not supposed to eat McDonald's, but McDonald's has the best French fries. Why am I using this analogy? Because it's like a college professor. Because the media has told you that the tariffs will affect companies. Well, what a great example. McDonald's not only owns cows, McDonald's owns beef. Do you know why we have global warming? Because McDonald's owns so many cows that produce methane gas because we can't stop eating cheeseburgers because they create this shit in the air. That's McDonald's. They own land for the cows. They own land for the potatoes. They feed the cows. They feed and house and slaughter the cows. They do this shit with the potatoes, and they buy uniforms. McDonald's is doing everything. Name a company that is more prolific than McDonald's. McDonald's owns farmland, agriculture. They got human capital. McDonald's is doing everything. They real estate, the number one in real estate. They might be one of the number one in agriculture. I know it's junk food, but you get past that. Pretend you're in a college professor classroom. Get past all of the goofy things you think about McDonald's. Think about it as a corporation and what they own and what they do in order to give you a Happy Meal. They own the potatoes. They own the cows. They own the land that they have their restaurants on. They're the number one in real estate, one of the number ones in agriculture. I am bringing this up as a college professor to talk to you about tariffs. Across the board, McDonald's would be one of the companies. McDonald's is a real estate company. McDonald's is a real estate company. McDonald's is a real estate company. They are also agriculture. They are also agriculture. Do you know about the methane gas? Do you know about how many cows McDonald's owns in order to create that ground beef for the globe? They are also agriculture, almost number one. This is not small. But see, if you get in the chat and you troll, and you say, oh, it's junk food, you're not thinking about it from a corporate level. You're not thinking about it politically. You're not thinking about it business. I own a business. Anybody is a business owner. If you're a business owner, you got to admire McDonald's in everything that they do, and they do well. Most companies can't do one thing well. Learn how to put the fries in the bag. Learn how to put the fries in the bag. McDonald's does all these things, and they do them all well. I am using this like a college professor to argue if there was a corporation that would be affected negatively by the Donald Trump tariffs, it would be McDonald's. It would be McDonald's. McDonald's is a great litmus test for the Trump tariff debate because they are a real estate company. They are an agriculture company. They are also a restaurant. So they purchase plastic, they purchase metal. So if tariffs were going to affect a company negatively, it would be McDonald's. But what do we see? Transversely, McDonald's is actually paying higher wages and lowering costs. McDonald's created a $5 mini meal. It was supposed to be temporary. The tariffs came out and McDonald's couldn't get rid of the mini meal. I announced to you last week that on August 16th or August 26th, McDonald's lowered 10 meals 16%. The new CEO at McDonald's said the value meals are too expensive. When people come into McDonald's, they have sticker shock. America is dealing with a hard time. Our prices are too high. So McDonald's across the nation, it doesn't matter if you're in California and you make $20 an hour. It doesn't matter if you're in another state and you make $15 an hour. McDonald's lowered prices nationwide, 16% on 10 of their value meals. This is after not being able to get rid of the $5 mini meal. These things can't be argued. But on top of that, another litmus test is if McDonald's lowers prices, everybody has to lower prices because everybody competes with McDonald's. Burger King lowered prices. Little Caesars brought back the $5 pizza. Prices are being lowered across the board and wages are going up. Donald Trump was right. Donald Trump was right. Donald Trump was right. Today is receipts. $8 trillion in tariff revenue. The tariffs went into effect August 1st. Do you know what that means? Everybody was scaring you. But what does the tariff actually mean? It means America is collecting dollars the same way Japan collected money. Do you know American companies couldn't sell everything in Japan? We couldn't sell everything in China. The tariff deals that Trump made is not only that we are collecting money. Listen to this. Listen, no one's telling you this. The tariff and trade deals that Trump made is not only that we are collecting tariffs now, but the trade deal also is that American companies can sell things in China, in Europe, in Japan that we could not sell before because we did not have permission. Japan said no. China said no. Europe said no to American companies. We said yes to them. So it's not only that we are collecting tariffs from Japan, Europe, and China. There is more to the trade deal. American companies like the steel companies in America are benefiting because now they can sell their goods. Remember the deal I talked about with Europe? Now more American companies can sell goods in places in the world that they could not sell before, and it never was even discussed. Your Democrats have been in power over the past 15 years. Let's talk about Trump. Let's talk about the Democrats. Over the past 15 years, 12 of those years, the Democrats have ran the White House. They didn't even discuss you being able to sell your goods in China when China could sell here. They didn't even discuss minimum wage. 15 years, listen, Obama, 8 years. Biden, 4 years. That's 12 years. Over the past 15 years, the Democrats have had power. Obama, 8 years. Biden, 4 years. Trump, 4 years. That is the past 20 years of American history. The Democrats have had power. The Democrats have had power. Can we have an honest talk this morning? Your Democrats have had the ball. Your Democrats have had the ball 12 years. Obama had 8 years. Biden had 4 years. Trump only had 4 years. So what does that mean? What does that mean? Israel, not Trump. Iran, not Trump. The Ukraine, which started in 2014 under Obama, not Trump. The Russia conflict, not Trump. See, all of these things have permeated over the past 12 years. You know what Trump is? Trump is the cleanup man. Trump is coming in. Why is MAGA hitting so hard in 2025? Do you guys understand why is MAGA hitting so hard in 2025? MAGA hits so hard in 2025 because it's been 12 years of America being last. MAGA hits so hard in 2025 because Obama, 8 years, did not raise the minimum wage. Your labor stayed not valuable. Oh, MAGA hits so hard because Joe Biden took $15 minimum wage out of the bill. Shout out to the Young Turks. Shout out to that debate from the Young Turks, where the Young Turks educated the Democratic youth on the Bidens and the Democrats not giving you anything. Shout out to the Young Turks for saying something I said, that when we talk about the big beautiful bill and $1 trillion tax cuts for the rich and how the big beautiful bill passed so easily, it's because Nancy Pelosi is worth 200 million. It's because Maxine Waters is worth 20 million and they will get a tax break. Did you guys know Nancy Pelosi will get a tax break from the big beautiful bill? Did you guys know that? Did you guys know some of your favorite Democrats are millionaires? Did you know some of your favorite Democrats are very wealthy? Some of your favorite Democrats will get a tax break. Maybe that's why they're not yelling at the big beautiful bill. Everybody said the big beautiful bill is so bad. Is it? Because the Democrats don't seem to think it's so bad. The Democrats hate Trump. Maxine Waters today is saying she wants to get rid of Trump because Trump wants to fire Lisa Cook. Lisa Cook is a crook. Can I get that in the chat? Allegedly. Lisa Cook is a crook, allegedly. That's why Trump wanted to fire Lisa Cook, allegedly. But Maxine Waters been in office for 1,000 years. Nancy Pelosi is older than Biden. Nancy Pelosi is older than Biden. Can we have a talk this morning? Nancy Pelosi is older than Biden. Did you know that? Nancy Pelosi is 85 years old. She's not retiring. Nancy Pelosi is going to die in office like Dianne Feinstein, but you're worried about Trump having a third term. I don't understand some of the things that Democrats are worried about. Nancy Pelosi is 85 years old. She's become a multimillionaire. She benefits from the big, beautiful bill, and she's not leaving office. Nancy Pelosi's not leaving office. Nancy Pelosi's not leaving office. And she's been in office 45,000 years, and she's made millions of dollars while you're making $7 an hour. To all the trolls who are making $7 an hour, just tell me you're okay with Nancy Pelosi getting your money, because your money, your raise, you should have got a raise, but instead of you getting a raise, your Democrats got rich. Can we just be honest? Instead of your wages going up, the Democrats got rich. Instead of your wages going up, the Democrats got rich. Can we just be honest? Your Democrats are rich. They're celebrities. AOC is a celebrity. Jasmine Crockett is a celebrity. So your Democratic Party has gotten wealthy and has become celebrities. That is the truth. That is the truth. And what did you get? What did you get? So MAGA is necessary. MAGA is the only thing that's going to save American wages. You haven't had a president be concerned about investment in this country. When was the last president who cared about a factory being built? In California, we lost Tesla to Texas. In California, hey, Gavin Newsom, your Democratic liberal policies led to Tesla going to Texas. And you have crime and murder here in California, but you could have had jobs. Can we have a real talk this morning? Can we have a real talk this morning? Can we have a real talk this morning? $8 trillion in tariff revenue, hundreds of thousands of new jobs, Labor Day. Today is Labor Day, and we doing receipts. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Keep them receipts rolling. Rolling, rolling, rolling. MAGA. Rolling, rolling, rolling. We got them receipts rolling. Rolling, rolling, rolling. MAGA. Rolling, rolling, rolling. We got the receipts rolling. Hey, it's the best podcast. Hit the like button. We did 100 likes 5 minutes ago. It's the best podcast in the land, man. I promise you, man. If it's 11 a.m. and you watching YouTube, man, you want to be entertained. You want to have a discussion. You want to debate in the chat. My chat is the most fired up chat. Look at the chat. Thousands of chat. Thousands of comments. Thousands of interact. Man, join the channel, man. What you need to do is like, share, subscribe, and when you subscribe, they're gonna say, do you want to join? Do you want to join? What you got to say is, yes, we join. We join. So what are we talking about now? Get y'all Mr. Bowski in the building. Sticks and stones. They actually only came to help, but they said they weren't investing under Biden like they are. Have promised with Trump. Thank you. Dirty Money, I see you in the building. Shout out to all my members. Shout out to all my members. Like, share, and subscribe. Hey, everybody who's a member, everybody who subscribed, what I need you to do is hit the like button. We need 100 likes 5 minutes ago, and hit the share button on your screen. Hit the share. Share it on your social media. Share it on Facebook. Share it on Twitter, Instagram, whatever your favorite social media thing is. Put it on, what do Trump use? What is that thing Trump be post? Truth Social? I need to get me a Truth Social, man. I need to get me a Truth Social, man. Yeah, man. We need to get a Truth Social, man. President Trump touts lower gas prices this Labor Day, saying prices are way down. Yes, they are. They said tariffs would affect you at the gas pump. They said tariffs would affect you at the gas pump, and President Trump said tariffs is way, gas is down. President Trump touts lower gas prices this Labor Day, says gas prices are way down while tariffs are bringing in trillions, making America strong and respected again. Come on, man. You can't. This is the best country. Trump is the best president. Come on, man. Prices are way down in the U.S. with virtually no inflation, with the exception of the ridiculous, corrupt, politician-approved windmills, which are killing every state and country that uses them. Energy prices are falling big time. Gasoline is at many-year lows. All of this despite magnificent tariff. Come on, baby. All of this despite magnificent tariffs, which are bringing in trillions of dollars from countries that took total advantage of us for decades and are making America strong and respected again. Look at our President Trump right there. And, hold on, I got a super chat. Let me read the super chat real quick. Ezra Mitchell said the American consumers pay the tariffs. Also, Zero Dems voted for the BBB. Cost of goods are up, but wages haven't moved. You are smoking crack, Ezra. You are. See, this is the thing about this, the narrative. Thank you for the super chat, Ezra. But you need to come with more proof. So, because for 2 weeks, all I've had is trolls in my chat saying that you pay the tariff. But Fed, let me go to Fed Chair says, because I just showed this last week. We're going to stop this BS. Fed Chair says, customers don't pay tariffs. Oh, man. This should be lying, man. What did he say? Just tell me what the fuck he said, man, with the lying. Oh, man. Tariffs are taxes on important goods while they are levied on the companies. That's not what he said. It's hard to get the liberal AI to be honest about what he said, but I showed this last week about what he said. They won't give me the quote. But basically what he said was, who's that? Jesse Mosley. Welcome to the $2 holler, Jesse. Thank you for joining, man. Thank you for joining, man. I agree. Thank you for joining, man. Let me see what he said. Powell said the tariff increase anticipated in certain around tariff. For Powell said hosted by, man. He basically said the tariffs are a price that will be incurred by the company, but it's hard to find it. I read it last week. You might have to go back to my shorts. But basically he said the tariffs, number one, don't affect inflation. Tariffs are not related to inflation. I said that because I said we had enormous inflation under Biden, but only 0% tariffs. So he said tariffs are not related to inflation. But it's hard to find right now. But basically, the Fed chair came out last week because of all this BS about in the chat. And what they basically said is the tariffs are mostly paid for by the company. And what I said is this. This is economic theory. So what I share with my audience is this. The economic theory has been dispelled by the MAGA dollar. I appreciate you and I love your channel. I love you too, brother. Thank you, CC. Man, thank you for being a member. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for watching. Everybody, double tap, hit the like button. Boss Train, who is more reliable. Everybody double tap. We need 100 likes on the double. 100 likes. Thank you, everybody, for the super chats. Thank you, Kevin Gates, Kevin Glass. I was about to say Kevin Gates in the building. You shouldn't be firing the bill for everyone. The customer always pays. No, the customer does not always pay. This is what's so great about this channel, because everybody says the customer pays. You need to pay attention to the MAGA dollar and what happened with Bud Light, Target, and just last week with Cracker Barrel. If you pay attention to the MAGA dollar, then you understand what the Fed chair said, that if a billionaire attempts, because this is a potential, and the potential relies on the customer. This is what I'm so disappointed in you as an American, as a citizen, that you don't understand your power. See, when they say the tariff potentially could be a tax, it is depending on your behavior, because you hold the dollar, you hold the power. And what I keep hearing from Americans in the chat is you're a coward and you're going to give up and you're going to pay the tax. Well, guess what MAGA said? MAGA said we're not cowards. We're not going to give up, and we're not going to drink Bud Light. How about that? And we're not going to shop at Target. How about that? And we're not going to shop at Cracker Barrel. How about that? And guess what? Things change. And guess what McDonald's is doing? Lowering prices. And guess what any corporation will do? That's why the Fed and economists can't say for certain. No one can say for certain. See, everybody in the chat is very certain, like they have an economic PhD, but they don't. No one has said that the tariff will become a tax for certain. It is contingent on what? The consumer, and how the consumer who is in the driver's seat spends their dollar. See, if the consumer gives in and pays the tariff, then yes, they will pass it on. But if the consumers are MAGA woke, if the consumers are MAGA woke, if the consumers understand the power of their dollar, they won't have the ability to pass on the tax, because we won't pay it. See, you say it like you're gonna pay it. I'm not gonna pay it. I got a farm. See, what happened? See, a couple years ago, we went through something, and some of us start changing the way we think when we became MAGA strong. So I am prepared. I got solar panels. I grow food. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of MAGA people are like me. A lot of MAGA people got solar panels, got battery generators, grow food, store water. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not paying the tax. I'm not shopping at any corporation that goes woke. Go woke and go broke. You understand? See, I am prepared. I am a citizen. I am empowered. You are a coward. You ready to lay down. There's so many of you in the chat want to lay down for a tax. America was started because of a Tea Party, and we said we not paying the tax. We said we not paying the tax. God dog it. We said, gosh, dog, gosh, get me going this morning. Woo! You are cowards and clowns in my chat. But thank God the cowards, thank God the Democratic liberal cowards and trolls was not part of those great people who created America. Woo, I'm glad the great men who created America was not cowards. See, they said we not paying the tax. They understood the power of their dollar. They understood the power. They said, we the people. They said, we the people. We the people. We the people. That's what we said to Target. That's what we said to Bud Light. That's what we said to Cracker Barrel. See, when when we said to Europe, George Washington, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the framers, they said we ain't paying tax to the Queen. We ain't paying your tariffs. Was it a tariff? Was it a tariff? Does anybody know your American history? Today is Labor Day. Can we have a talk? I love history. You love history. I love history. Was it a tariff? Was it a tariff, you guys? Because they call it a tax. But was it a tariff? Was the Queen trying to impose a tariff? Huh? Fucking. Excuse me. That's one. That's one. I think I get one. Was it a tariff? We said we're not paying. I am telling you today, it's in your blood. It's who you are as an American to dictate who and what. You don't got to pay the tariff tax. It's like it ain't, you don't want to be American. That's what happened with BLM. That's what happened with these Marxists and trained socialists. It's like y'all don't want to be American no more. You forgot what it is to be American. When I come on here and I teach you what it means to be an American, you don't pay attention, you don't care. It's like you want to be a slave. You don't want to be American. You don't want to be free. You don't want to be powerful. You don't want to be part of the most powerful citizenry in the globe, one of the most powerful citizens. You don't want that. You want to lay down for overseas. Think about what they're suggesting in the chat, brothers. You want to lay down for a foreign company. You want to lay down. You need their goods that bad. That's how you got here. That's how you got the $7 an hour. You need their goods. See, this is what I keep hearing on CNN. I don't need that $5 toaster. I don't need Walmart. I learned that a few years ago. MAGA people start prepping. See, remember the preppers? The preppers were crazy people. You're a prepper? What are you prepping for? You're a prepper? What are you prepping for? See, and then preppers and MAGA converged, right? And then a time came where everybody was looking at the preppers like you were right. You were right. So a lot of the MAGA individuals who love me and watch my show, they're preppers too. And they are not paying the tariff tax. They are not going and buying any woke company, DEI company. You know why? Because we can make our own food. We can make our own water. We can pray to God. I don't need cable. I got my Bible. I got my book. I got my rifle. Real American stuff. That came back in vogue. Being American is in vogue again because we had to be. We had to be resilient. And those of you who were not prepared during this time, you hurt. Your children hurt. Can we have a talk? Because it's a lot of trolls in the chat, a lot of cowards. A lot of you cowards and trolls in the chat, I bet you hurt. I bet your family hurt. Not me, I had a farm. See, before that time hit, I dug up my backyard. I planted food. I took food out the dirt and fed my family for 2 years. Yes, I did. In the inner city. You know what they have in the inner cities? So I turned my backyard into a farm, but you know what else I did? They have community farms. And if you live in the inner city, you can go to one of these community lots and you can get you a lot for like 25, 50 bucks and you can grow food. How many of you in the chat have been doing that for years? How many people have a community garden and been doing it? Ain't no big deal. Somebody in the chat, can we get a troll on my side? Can we get one of my fans to say, oh, this black guy, I've been doing that. Can I get somebody in the chat? Because see, I'm in Northern California. We grow food here. So I was prepared. So everybody in the chat, see, I love when the trolls don't got nothing to say. Because see, the trolls think I really love you. I really love my American people. So that's why I back up. I'm backing up what I'm saying with the fact that I grew my own food. I stopped eating meat. All of this stuff to preserve. You understand what I'm saying? I got solar panels. You understand? And I thrived during a time where people were hurting. My family did good. I sold food. I gave away food. Real American community. See, the people in the chat, I don't think you understand what America is. America is a family. America is a community. We had community gardens. We shared food with each other. You know that? We share in America in 2020, 2022. We sharing food with each other. You worried about a tariff. Stop drinking. I never said meat is bad. I didn't say meat is bad. I didn't say meat is bad. I just said when meat is scarce and meat becomes expensive, I was prepared to not pay the tax. See, they said that the tax is going to be passed on to you. So if the meat goes up and the taxes, I'm not paying it. See, MAGA is saying we're not paying the tax. See, the economics will say the tariff can potentially become a tax. It can potentially become a tax if you decide to pay it. MAGA is saying, I'm bringing up my farm, I'm bringing up my diet, I'm bringing up my spirituality. I'm bringing up my spirituality to let you know it's not false. It's a lot of people, and they every color. You think you see this black skin? You see this the preppers? Man, come on, man. Come on, man. It's a lot of people that believe what I believe, that grow their own food now, that have their own water purifying system, and it's old. Have their own water purifying system, got solar panels. I'm talking about 5-10 years. They've been had this stuff. MAGA strong. MAGA strong. The MAGA dollar is strong. Now, you want to know how to make your MAGA dollar strong? You make yourself resilient as an American. He's saying the MAGA dollar is strong, Mom. Mom, he's saying the MAGA dollar is strong. How do you make your dollar strong? Well, you make your resilience. You create your own food, you create your own happiness, and where you spend your dollar is where you want to spend it. I don't have to give you my dollar. Why? Because I grow my own food. I have my own water filled hydroponics, aquaponics. 5 years I've been doing aquaponics, hydroponics. Come on, I don't need to give you my dollar. So how do you make your dollar strong? How do you make your dollar strong? Huh? You make yourself resilient. You've been saying it to yourself. I need to get my own water filtration system. You've been saying it. Man, I'm going to get my own water filtration system. I think I'm going to get a couple barrels in the backyard, get me a couple 80-pound bags of salt. I think I'm going to get my own water filtration system. I don't want to be without water. Last year, we had a flood and I didn't have water for 3 days. I think I'm going to get my, you know what, honey? I think I'm going to turn that corner over there into a little plot for some cucumbers, or maybe it'll get, I've been telling myself for years, I'm going to turn that corner over there because you like collard greens, baby. Didn't your mother have collard greens? I'm going to get some, my grandmother had chickens. Hey, honey, my grandmother had chickens. On the way home, I saw at the Petco, they had a chicken coop and you could buy chickens. I didn't know you could have chickens in the city. Honey, I think I might get me a couple chickens. The one thing, listen, you guys, the one thing I regret I didn't do, I had my farm. Because I was vegan, I didn't get a chicken coop. Man, I wish I got a chicken coop because it was legal in my part of the city. And right where I bought my food and everything, they had chicken coops and chickens. I had everything for them. It would have been perfect for a small chicken coop and a small beehive. And I didn't because I was vegan. I didn't get the chicken coop. Today, I would get the chicken coop and I would get the beehive. Just one small beehive for in the city, and I would get one. Imagine if I had my chicken coop when the eggs was $12. I could have shared eggs with my neighbors. I would share eggs. Do you know in my neighborhood, they got these things. It's a library. Rich people put this thing in front of their house, and it's a free library. You go get books, and you go put a book in, you take a book, it's free. It's called a neighborhood free library. I grew up in the ghetto. When I moved into this neighborhood, I never seen no shit like that. I'm like, what is this? You could take all these books. They say you take a book. I'm ghetto. Y'all can roast me in the chat. You're supposed to be roasting me in the chat right now. You take a book. You're supposed to give a book back. You're supposed to give a book back. It's a library, right? So you take a book, you give a book, you read the book, you give a book. I didn't know. I was like, this is awesome. I love living around white people. White people do some good stuff. So we got in the white neighborhood, you have beautiful homes. And in the front of this beautiful home, you got this beautiful glass house they build, and it's a library. You take a book, it's free. And so in my neighborhood, during that time, one of those rich white people said, I'm gonna build a food closet. Like the free library, they created refrigerators in the neighborhood. Not it had to be in my neighborhood. I live in a good neighborhood, so but no, don't pay attention to that. Don't pay attention to that. They created these food pantries, which is basically refrigerators on the side of the street throughout the neighborhood. This was an inner city neighborhood that had been gentrified. This was listen, I lived in the inner city neighborhood that had been gentrified, where blacks could no longer afford to live there. All of the houses were $1 million houses, but once upon a time, there were drug dealers. We could debate that, and we're gonna talk about Chicago in a minute, so we could debate that. But I lived in an inner city neighborhood that had been gentrified. So for some reason, the white people who live in the neighborhood still think there are poor blacks that live there, even though the houses are $1 million. There are no, and they still act like it's a black neighborhood. Like they have historical black parties, but there are no black tenants in the neighborhood. But it's a historical black neighborhood. Anyway, they create food pantries, and it's basically a refrigerator on the sidewalk. Number one, think about this. If there was a refrigerator on the sidewalk in the ghetto, somebody would throw it away. So it's a refrigerator on the sidewalk in a white neighborhood, and no one takes it away. The police, the trash people, they let it stay there. So we have like 7 or 8 refrigerators. They're painted, they're pretty. You open them up and there's food. You take food or you can give food. So you can get you bread, you can get you milk, or you can drop off bread and milk in the food pantry. That's where I live. Do you guys have that? Do you guys have that? Do you have the free library where you live? And do you have the food pantry where you live, where white people created these refrigerators and they put them on the street and they put food in them? Double tap at the like. We almost at 100. All right, man. We about to go to Chicago. So people have been taking my talking points, but it's all good, man. Kamala is a What did you fall out of a coconut tree? What? I told you I got the best chat. It's the best podcast, man. I don't know what it is, but it inspires people, man. And the chat be fire up, bro. I mean, you see the numbers, that be people be mad, people be passionate, man. People come here, man, they see this black guy talking about Trump and conservative, and then I got receipts, and then I'm handsome, I'm shiny. Hold on. I'm handsome. Hold on. I'm shiny. Look, I'm handsome. I'm shiny. It's the best chat. It's the chat. Shout out to the chat. Oh, I love you. Mr. Broski, shout out to the chat. Join the channel, but Mr. Broski, join the channel, man. I need your name lit up because you be saying so much game. I need you. It's $2, man. Join it. Somebody gift him a membership. Give Mr. Broski a membership because you be doing so much work in the chat. Your name got to be lit up. You got to be a member, bro. You got to be a member. You doing too much work, and I love you. I don't even know how to gift people memberships, or else I would gift you one old stock white Canadian. gotta stop reading the chat. I'm gonna get in trouble. Cause I don't know how YouTube, YouTube, that's what her name, that's the name, YouTube. Oh my God. Oh, YouTube. It's the fire. It's the chat is the firest chat. It's the firest chat. Cause I don't even know what's going on, but they having a round 93 heads up, 7 up, heads up, 7 up, 93 watching, 93 likes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Today we hit like 300 people watching. What I need y'all to do is let's get back up to that 300, man. Let's get back up to that 300. Let's get into Chicago. Let's get into Chicago. Everybody right now, everybody, we about to talk about Chicago. We about to talk about Chicago and Trump. Now, a lot of people have been trying to steal my talking points. You know, everybody, you know, people be doing relationships. It's funny, it be relationships and the black woman this and the black man that. And all of a sudden, here come me. I come in, I start getting my 30,000 views, 20,000 views, 300 people watching me. I got, what, 10, 15 members in a matter of days. Shout out to the membership. Can I say I love you to all my members? Shout out to the membership. That's the dingleberries. Get the dog, Dingleberry. Every day, same person. Dingleberries. But I'm just trying to say I love you to my members. I want to say thank you to the members. The members, you guys, you know, thank you for the members. Thank you for the viewers. Thank you for the subscribers. It means everything, and I know it does. I apologize. Normally, I would have, oh God, this guy, man, every fucking day. Piece of shit. Are y'all still here? Everybody left me. Y'all want to go with me? Put the dog up before we get into Chicago. Let's go put the dog up before we get into Chicago. Yeah, man, a lot of people been doing my talking points as I talk about Chicago. What I did last week, what we talked about last week, and this is a sad topic too. I'm gonna be honest, it's a somber topic because what we're talking about is these holiday weekend massacres in Chicago. And I think the terminology needs to change, and I think we would look at Chicago different. I'm calling it a massacre. I want to know what you would call it. Today I'm going to report when we get back in the studio that there were 31 shootings this holiday weekend and 5 people murdered in Chicago over the Labor Day weekend. That's absolutely horrific for an American city. We're not talking about Fallujah. We're not talking about Baghdad. It's getting warm already too, so let me bring you inside. I love you. Why you out there barking at people? Talking about Fallujah. We talking about American city. So what I did last week was, I said, well, what was the how many people was shot in Chicago last Labor Day? So I got the numbers upstairs, like feed the dog. She need to get some more food. But I said, how many people were shot in Chicago last Labor Day? Now, if you put in Memorial Day is the day that they really go buck wild in Chicago. Memorial Day, they just shooting everybody. Memorial Day, the numbers in Memorial Day not believable. They say Memorial Day in Chicago is like 71 people shot, 9 murders. It's like not even a book. But those are the numbers that we're familiar with. When we talk about Chicago and gang violence and the numbers that we've heard on television before, and what made Chicago famous is those numbers. 70 shootings this weekend. They shot up a funeral. How many of us have heard this about Chicago? 70 shootings? 70 shootings in a weekend? Yeah, that's typically what we would hear about Chicago. 70 shootings in a weekend. So last week I said black. It's a black man. Now, what's embarrassing is when we talk about shootings in Chicago or DC. When we say DC hasn't had a shooting for 7 days, what are we actually saying? We're saying nobody black has shot anybody black. That is embarrassing. What we're really saying is no black on black crime. That Trump had to bring the army to DC for black people to stop killing black people. When I say 30 people were shot in Chicago this weekend, I am saying 30 people were shot by black people. Black people shot black people. 5 black people died this weekend. Not white people, not brown people. 31 black people. And what I am saying is that every Labor Day weekend for the past 10 years, 20 to 30 black people are shot. I am black. It is embarrassing. It is embarrassing. I could say 31 people shot. Yeah, I can say 31 people shot, 5 dead, but what's the truth? The truth is 31 blacks got shot on Labor Day weekend in Chicago again. Can somebody put again in the chat? Again. How many people are tired of again? Again? Again. Can we say again in the chat? A-G. I don't know how to spell. I'm dyslexic. Somebody spell it for me. Again in the chat. I don't know how to spell. 31 black people shot. Yeah, I know they don't like this. They don't like this. They don't like when a black person is honest. No, they don't want black people to be honest. They don't want black people to be honest. But the truth is 31 black people got shot. And when we say in 7 days in DC, no one got shot. Listen to this. It sounds 2 different ways. 7 days in DC, no one got shot. Everybody's happy. But what about if you say 7 days in DC and no one black got shot? Oh, you mean nobody black shot anybody black for 7 days and we want to celebrate? That is embarrassing. I don't want to celebrate that. Who wants to celebrate that? I don't want to celebrate that. You want to celebrate that. It's so easy. The terminology is so easy. Oh, 31 people shot. I'm going to show you it because, see, CNN can't put black. CNN, ABC, they can't do that. I'm going to show you. It said 31 people shot. 2023, 30 people shot. 2022, 50 people shot on Labor Day weekend in Chicago. Please tell me, when do we do something about it? When do we do something about it? How many black people gotta get shot in Chicago for us to care? How many, does it gotta be 30 white people shot? When, America, is it okay for Trump to do his job as the president and stop the shooting? But I thought Trump hated black people. If Trump hates black people, then why would Trump stop black people from getting shot? If Trump hates black people, he would not go to Chicago. Because guess what's going to happen if Trump goes to Chicago? Guess who will not get shot anymore? Because white people ain't getting shot in Chicago. Chicago is beautiful for white people. White people live good in Chicago. It's 2.7 million people in Chicago. There is a south side of Chicago that is bigger than San Francisco. The south side of Chicago is bigger than the city I grew up in. So there is a part of Chicago where white people live good everyday lives. But there is a part of Chicago where black people are scared for their lives. When is it okay? When is it okay? Democrat, liberal, socialist, Marxist, BLM, defund the police, BLM, Black Lives Matter. How do Black Lives Matter with 31 people shot? Why do I gotta be an idiot? Why do Democrats need me to be dumb? Because I don't feel like my life matters, BLM. I don't feel like my life matters, Democrats, if I'm being shot at 30 a clip. 30 a clip. 30 a clip. And they want to celebrate. You want to celebrate 7 days with no shootings. Fuck it. Excuse me. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. I'm making the dog food. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. You want to celebrate. No wonder people want to troll in the chat. They don't understand shit. Black Lives Matter. How did they get away with Black Lives Matter? How did they get away with Black Lives Matter? And then they spent all the money. They should be in prison. Black Lives Matter should be in prison. They cause inner cities to lose police officers. You know, they're down 1,000 police officers in Chicago. They're down 1,000 police officers in DC. What if there's actual research and a rhyme and a reason behind what Trump is doing? Oh, I don't know. What if Trump is a billionaire? What if Trump does plans? What if Trump plans before he does stuff? What if there's a rhyme and a reason behind why he would go to DC? Why he would go to Chicago? Maybe it's because they're down 1,000 officers because of BLM protests, because of defund the police rhetoric. There are 2.7 million people in Chicago and 11,000 police officers. We did the math. That's 44 officers per 10,000 people. How can they protect those citizens? If I'm a citizen in Chicago, I'm done with the politics. I'm done with the partisanship. I want to know some real things about if America cares about me, and I don't care about the mayor being black. I don't care about the president being white. If I'm just from Chicago, I want to know, why is it that it's so violent and you haven't been able to fix the violence? So last week, what I did is I challenged, oh, this is my little massage. My back, you know, I'm an old man. I just walked up and down the stairs. Y'all see me breathing? I should have hit a joint while I was walking. But so last week what I did was I called on the black male mayor. He's a black man. He's the mayor of Chicago. I called on him. I said, you're focused a lot on Trump. I would like you to give as much attention to your city. I said this before the holiday weekend. I said, in your city, over the past several years, the Labor Day holiday weekend, black people have gotten shot at over 30 people. Can you come up with an action plan? I said this last week to the mayor of Chicago, black man. Can you come up with an action plan on how you plan to curb the violence, to lower the numbers of the people shot in Chicago this year versus last year, to counter the effects of Donald Trump? And guess what? Guess how many people got shot? More people got shot. Let's go to the news. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Labor Day weekend, 5 killed, 31 others shot. This is sad, bro. Who wants to live in that? Who wants to live in that? 5 killed, 31 people shot. And they are saying, Trump, don't come here. Trump, don't come here. I don't understand.
Those operations. It comes after the president has deployed troops to the nation's capital. On crime, President Trump writing on social media, warning Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker he better straighten it out fast or we're coming. Just this weekend in Chicago, 5 people have been killed and 31 others shot, police reports show. But just like in D.C., violent crime in Chicago is down overall. Homicides and overall shooting incidents both down more than 30% in the last year, according to the city. Governor Pritzker calling it an invasion, saying the president has other intentions.
The other end. What is the other intention? All I know is in DC, 7 days, no shootings. Over Labor Day weekend, 31 shootings. Which one do you want as an American person? I want to know from the citizens, because the mayor is talking for you, the governor is talking for you. What do you want? Do you want 7 days of no one being killed in Chicago? Can you tell me the last time in Chicago there was 7 days with no one being murdered? And again, we're saying black people. They're not allowed to say blacks, but I am black, so I'm going to say black. Can you recall the last time there was 7 days in Chicago where a black man was not shot or murdered? It's probably been over 10, 20 years. That is sad. What I think that's criminal. I think that's enough. I think enough is enough. Shout out to, there's a YouTuber, one of my favorite YouTubers, and he said, stop associating yourself with thuggo. For some reason, black men and black people care more about this criminal element than you are supposed to. I am not concerned about a criminal gang element in Chicago that may feel disproportionate enforcement when the armed troops come there. I'm going to say that again. I do not empathize with the criminal and thug element in Chicago who may feel a disproportionate effects of the National Guard when they come there. Don't cry to me, Argentina. Hello? Do not cry to me, Argentina. I do not empathize. I do not care if the criminal element in Chicago who happens to be black, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care about the criminal element in Chicago who may disproportionately feel the boot of the American public. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. And if you are a black citizen and you pay your taxes, I am saying to you, you should not care either. You should not care either whether or not the boot of the law falls heavy on the criminal. You should not care either if the boot of the law falls heavy on the criminal. If the boot of the law falls heavy on the gang banging criminal. Are they black? Yes, they're black. I don't care. I don't care. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm 31. And you know what is scary? You know what is scary about America is, when is it enough? When is it enough for the troll in the chat? Since 31 shootings is not enough for you to be excited, and 5 dead. They're all black people. Darius Head, the idiot with that idiot comment. I will highlight you, idiot, and roast you. How much is enough, Darius Head? How many deaths, black deaths, are enough? I'm from Chicago, 63. So tell me, how many deaths are enough? How many shootings are enough before we say stop? Jeffrey Epstein said fake chain. Your mama got a fake chain. I want to know, how many deaths are enough? How many deaths are enough before your president, the Democratic president, didn't care? Somebody said 87. 87 is when we go into Chicago. Somebody remember that, because they had 71 shootings on Labor Day. How many people got shot in Chicago on Memorial Day? They said 87. How many people Chicago? And remember, I don't say black people because you're not allowed to. Not Labor Day. Let's do Memorial Day, because they go crazy. I don't know what it is about Memorial Day, but Memorial Day is a killing day in Chicago. Memorial Day, every holiday weekend in Chicago is a killing day, but Memorial Day, oh, they get to do some killing. 41 people shot in Chicago, 7 killed on Memorial Day in 2024. Oh, you didn't know that about Chicago? Huh? You didn't know that about Chicago? Memorial Day, they do some killing. You said 87, right? You said 87 is enough people to come in Chicago. You didn't know about Memorial Day? Yeah, they do some killing on Memorial Day in Chicago. 3-day weekends in Chicago is killing season. You didn't know that? You didn't know that? You didn't know that? You said 87. That was a joke, right? You probably don't live in Chicago. You don't got to deal with it. You don't live in Chicago. You don't got a teenager in Chicago. You don't got children in Chicago. But if you live in Chicago, then you realize how many people get shot on a holiday weekend in Chicago. Somebody said solutions. What are we doing? Somebody says solutions. What are we talking about? We're talking about 7 days with no one shot in DC. Somebody said somebody in the chat said solutions. Move out of Chicago was a great idea. Move out of Chicago was a great idea. And somebody said she should send the National Guard. You know why Trump should send the National Guard? Because in DC, for the first time in 20 years, there was 7 days with no one being shot. But you know what's the sad part of that statistic is that the 7 days with no one being shot, they didn't say it was 7 days with nobody being shot, but the typical people shot are black. 7 days with nobody black shot. So when you say solutions, that's what we're talking about. I am talking about a holiday weekend with no shootings, not just no deaths, but no shootings. How about if Trump was in Chicago this weekend, 5 people would be alive? Can we have a real talk? Do you want to be honest? I said if Trump was in Chicago this weekend, 5 people would be alive. I said if Trump has sent his National Guard to Chicago this Labor Day weekend, not in a fictitious world, not in a fantasy world, but in the real world, because we have anecdotal proof from DC. We have the proof from DC. So I'm saying that if your mayor of Chicago, who's supposed to love you, who's supposed to care about the people, but they don't care, the Democrats lied to you. I am saying that if Trump would have sent in the soldiers, American soldiers, they ain't foreign. Why are you scared? Because you're a criminal? He ain't sitting there foreign people. He's sitting in the American boys. He's sitting in the National Guard American boys. Because you ain't doing the job. Y'all crying in Chicago like Trump is sending Blackwater. Trump ain't sending Blackwater. He's not sending private. He's sending the National Guard. Your sons. The National Guard, you should have raised them right. You wouldn't be scared. The National Guard is your kids. Why don't the Democrats ever tell? I don't want the National Guard getting hurt. The mayor of Chicago is trying to gin up Chicago's people to act like they're going to fight back against the National Guard. The National Guard are your sons. The National Guard are your sons and daughters. Are you high? Chicago mayor, are you high? We don't want to fight the National Guard. Those are our kids, dummy. Those are our kids. Bye, fool. Somebody, my brother must be on break. I'm gonna have to get somebody else a rich. He said, bye, fool. Bye forever. Bye forever. He said, bye, fool. It's bye forever. Here you go. Bye forever. You're talking about bye, fool. It's bye forever. You know what I'm saying? It's bye forever. You know, like a pretty girl. You know what I'm saying? Like a pretty girl. Bye, fool. Yeah, bye forever. What did Cardi B tell him? Once I got somebody, I got you forever. Bye, fool. Yeah, bye forever. You know what I'm saying? Chirac. If it's called Chirac, don't you think we might need a military response to And this is another thing. Don't you think our police officers deserve help? Since we've allowed American street gangs to be militarized, why do we expect police officers to handle a task of a paramilitary? We have allowed inner city gangs and cartels to run rampant and become militarized, and then you expect police officers on a limited overtime budget. We learned this weekend that Chicago is $1 billion over budget, and I explained to you why most American cities are bankrupt, but they are not telling you the truth. LA, bankrupt, over budget. DC, bankrupt, over budget. Chicago, bankrupt, over budget. Why? Because After the last couple years, they did a moratorium. They told people don't go to work. People didn't go to work. They didn't pay into the tax base. So they don't have money in these cities. The police departments and the fire departments have suffered from BLM defund the police policy and ideology. DC lost 1,000 officers after BLM police reform acts and ideology, and they are finding it almost impossible to rehire at that same rate. So what is happening in DC and most American major cities? They pay overtime, an overabundance of overtime, because they do not have enough police officers to police the streets. I said 44 officers per 10,000 in Chicago. The majority of the police that you see in your major American city are working on overtime, and we can't afford their salaries. Did you know that? Did you know that's what's happening? They're working on OT. There's not enough officers in DC. That's why Trump went there. There are not enough officers in Chicago. How many people, honestly, that's a lot of trolls. There's a lot of trolls. 52 people shot the other day. It's all over the internet. Thank you, brother. There's a lot of trolls. How many people knew there were 2.7 million people in Chicago? Can I get an honest answer in the chat? How many people knew there were 2.7 million people in Chicago? How do you police 2.7 million people? How do you police 2.7 million people? And then you have your police department hemorrhaging. You have less officers and you can't hire officers. And the truth came out. They are $1 billion over budget. So now we can't even pay officers. I can't hire more officers. And now I don't even have the money to pay overtime. This is the truth about DC. This is the truth about Chicago. This is the truth about Oakland. This is the truth about LA. There are not enough police officers per citizen, and we don't have the money to pay the police officers the overtime to keep them on the street. Another thing is, when you keep them on the street, they don't perform at their highest level. Did you see that about the black police officers? They don't put these things together. Did you see that special about the black police officers where they said, what happens is when you're an officer, you don't get a day off for 2 weeks. And you go to your captain and say, my wife got a new baby. She need help. I need to take a day off so I can help her with the baby. And your captain says, bring me more arrests. I'm not giving you a day off. Bring me 200 arrests. Because the way the captain gets promoted is arrests. Not whether crime goes down, but arrests. So here you are, you haven't got a day off for 2 weeks, and they send you back out there. This is how people get beat up. This is how people get, the police officers are strained. They're overworked, and they're asked to be psychologists, therapists. They got to deal with domestic violence. They got to deal with homeless. They got to deal with single parent home kids. I thought we want them to handle crime, right? Police officers are supposed to handle crime. But what we have them doing is cleaning up homeless feces off the ground, picking up garbage. What we have them doing is arguing with ill-mannered children of a single parent home who don't understand authority. So an officer could spend an hour with a bunch of hoodlum kids instead of protecting citizens. He gotta be coaxed with these teenagers because they come from a single parent home. They could sue the police department. We don't have the money for them to sue the police department, but they don't listen and they act like animals. They don't know how to respect authority. So it takes up so much time to deal with these teenagers that guess what? They don't stop. So what you had in DC is 20, 30 teenagers running around the Capitol Mall, carjacking, robbing, lawlessness, and no police would stop them. They didn't have time. and they would not be able to arrest them. Think about this. The police had to make a decision. Do I stop those teenagers? It's going to take me 2 hours. I'm not going to get an arrest. Or do I patrol? I know they're over there. Do I go over there? I can't arrest them. They're teenagers because the Democratic BLM, I can't do nothing. What do I do as a police officer? I know there's only 50 officers on the street tonight. There's 200,000 people in the city. We only got 50 cars. The people don't know this. The citizens don't know. The citizens think there's a million police officers. There's always going to be a police officer. No, we only got 50 cars on the street tonight. And that's a lot. We're paying full overtime. So we got 50 cars in a city of 500, 700,000. Can I stop this car for those teenagers? I can't. I can't stop this car for those teenagers. I read a report. When we were in the middle of this BLM debacle, I read a report from a bedroom community in Oregon. There was a bedroom community in Oregon. Remember, it went crazy in Seattle, in Washington, in Chaz. Remember, the liberals in the Northwest went crazy, right? There was a bedroom community in Oregon where murder went up 2,000%. The police didn't know what to do. And I did my research. I said, what's going on in Oregon with all the murder and the violence? The police said, after BLM, we are so low on police officers that we cannot police anymore. We just got to keep driving around. And so the police captain gave an example. He said, one day we had a high night, a lot of stuff going on in the city. He said, I pulled over a car with no license plate. In the car were 2 drug addicts. Nobody had a driver's license. And I could not prove that the car belonged to them. But I could not arrest them. They were high. I can't find the news report now. This is a captain in Oregon. He's saying, I pulled over a car because it didn't have a license plate. Both of the people in the car were high. No one had an ID. I couldn't prove who car it was. He said, I let them go. I let them go because I can't spend the time to it would take the rest of the night. If I cuffed them and I towed this car, it would take me off the streets the rest of the night. He said, I had to let them go. I can only deal with people if they have a gun or if they're bleeding. I don't know how many of you have called 911 in the past 2 years, but I tell a story about my wife. I'm away on assignment. My wife witnesses someone being jumped outside of her house. She calls the police. The 911 operator tells her, is someone bleeding? My wife is honest because my wife doesn't know what's about to happen. My wife is completely oblivious to the new world we live in. So my wife is completely honest with the 911 operator. Is someone hurt? Was there a gun? My wife said, no, they beating them up. And the 911 operator told my wife, we not coming. And my wife was surprised. This is the first time she's dealt with this BLM, post-BLM. The 911 operator told her, I've been trained. If no one is bleeding and there is not a gun or immediate threat, I can't send an officer. I can document what you told me, and then you can do an email. And my wife was completely flabbergasted at the new style of policing. There is a new style of policing in these cities after BLM that are short police officers. If you call 911 and no one is bleeding and there is no gun, they cannot send out officers to your location. It's like telehealth. It's like telepolicing. It's like telepolicing. They will send you to an email. You can document everything you saw, and someone else, probably a woman, will follow up with you. My wife couldn't believe it because she knows I'm MAGA. She knows I talk about these MAGA issues, But it's different when you in real life. When you grew up in a certain Disney world, oh, police, someone's getting hurt. 911, come get these guys. They're doing some bad stuff. Not in 2025. Not in 2025. I'm sorry. BLM and that defund the police changed your world. It changed your world. Also, these, I can't even talk about them because we're not allowed to be honest about those people. They stole all that money. They bought houses. What did they do for Chicago? What did BLM do for Chicago? All the people who hate me in the chat, you probably love BLM. What did BLM do for Chicago? What did defund the police do for Chicago? Let me show you something that really got me upset today. As I talked about Chicago, right? And I asked the Chicago mayor to do something about the violence. Guess what Chicago people did? 31 people got shot. This is what they did. You guys are watching footage from a protest in Chicago. This was organized by the liberals. This is a Labor Day protest in Chicago against Trump. This made me, as a black person, think about this. I don't talk about race a lot. But as a black person, when I watch this, and the Democrats, see, the liberals are the most racist. The liberals and the Democrats want you to believe that they care about you black people. But this is what they did. They allowed 31 people to get shot, 5 people to get murdered, and they out here protesting Trump. Why didn't they just organize the streets on a Stop the Violence campaign? If you were gonna mobilize citizens in Chicago, why not mobilize them on a Stop the Violence campaign? Why come together on a hate Trump? So your city had 31 people shot last year, 31 people shot this year. Instead of you doing a Stop the Violence protest, you do a Stop Trump. You deserve everything, Chicago. Whatever you're going through, your gangs, your problem, Chicago, you deserve it. You deserve it, Chicago. You put yourself in this right here. You had a chance this weekend to say, hey, every holiday weekend we have these shootings. Let's do something about it. Let's show Trump we can stop the violence. Instead, you guys organize a protest in Chicago. This is right now. Look at this. This is right now. Happening now. Thousands of protesters rally in Chicago for Labor Day protests against Trump. I can't understand this. They are protesting right now against Trump, but Trump is not shooting 31 people in Chicago every holiday weekend. Can you explain this to me? This weekend, somebody in the chat said just 54 people were shot last weekend. Why aren't you protesting that? I think the liberal Democrats hate black people. I think the liberal Democrats hate black people, and they like playing with you. Why not protest the violence? Why not do a Stop the Shooting campaign? Why not say we're not going to have Trump? Don't come here because we're going to stop the violence. We're going to stop the shooting. Instead, they're protesting right now. Go to the news. You can go look it up right now. They are protesting Trump. You know what that tells me? That they're okay with the murder. If this is your choice, it's like give me Barabbas. It's like Jesus when they crucified Jesus. They had a choice between Jesus and Barabbas. They said, give me Barabbas. I believe Chicago is saying, give me Barabbas. The black Chicago mayor, LA did it. LA said, give me Barabbas. LA didn't want to be cleaned up. LA said, I want the Mexicans and the cartel to be in control of LA. And Chicago is doing the same thing. Chicago is having a choice. Do you want Jesus? Do you want salvation? Chicago, do you want salvation? Do you want to be saved? Do you want 7 days of no shooting? And Chicago is saying, give me Barabbas. Give me Barabbas. Give me the murderer. We want the murderer. Somebody in the chat earlier said, rest in peace, King Vaughn. That's Barabbas. Barabbas was the King Vaughn of his day. The people had a choice. The Pharaoh didn't want to be responsible for killing the Son of God. The Pharaoh didn't want the Son of God's blood on his hand. The Pharisees wanted to kill the Son of God. The people, the clergymen, wanted to kill the Son of God. But it was the Pharaoh's birthday. And on the Pharaoh's birthday, somebody get to go home. Somebody get to go home like Labor Day weekend. Somebody get to go home on the Pharaoh's birthday. So the Pharaoh said, I'm going to give it up to the people. I'm going to give it up to the people. And the people had a choice between King Von and D1. The people had a choice between King Von and the child of God. And guess what the people picked? The people picked King Von. They picked King Von. Give us Barabbas! Give us Barabbas! Give us Barabbas! That's how stupid the people is. Think about the trolls in my chat. The Pharisees, the Pharaoh knew. The Pharaoh wasn't an idiot. Everybody knew better. But the people, think about how dumb the people. They dumbed down the people. All of the kids are illiterate, can't read. Because they want you to make these decisions that are detrimental. The crowd cried, demanding the release of a notorious criminal named Barabbas over Jesus. Give us Barabbas! Give us Barabbas, was the crowd's cry, demanding the release of a notorious criminal named Barabbas over Jesus, a choice described in the gospel accounts of Jesus' trial by Pontius Pilate. Barabbas had been in prison for leading a riot and for murder, while the crowd, incited by the priests and elders, rejected Jesus. They even highlights the themes of guilt, innocence, and rejection, righteousness in favor of the wicked, in favor of, that's Chicago, that's what I said earlier. Black people seem to always be in favor of the wicked. If the long arm of the law comes down heavy on the gangbanger and criminal of Chicago, I'm okay with it. I'm going to say it again. If the long arm of the law comes down heavy on the criminal and the gangbanger of Chicago, I am okay with it, right? Because I don't say give me Barabbas. Listen to this last sentence. The event highlights the themes of guilt, innocent, and the rejection of the righteousness in favor of the wicked. Can we say that two more times? The rejection of the righteousness in favor of the wicked. One last time. The rejection of the righteous. Oh man, the ears is intelligent. Big ears is intelligent. The rejection of the righteous in name of, what is Chicago doing right now? Memphis is on the list. St. Louis is on the list. They need to be cleansed. What is Chicago doing right now? Rejecting the righteous. I said Chicago would have 5 people alive. Chicago would have 5 people alive if Trump would have sent. They are rejecting the righteous in favor of the wicked. And they will pay in iniquity. They got 5 dead. You pay. You got to pay, baby. You got to pay. You pay in iniquity. Oh, I don't want Trump here. Oh, I don't want Trump here. Okay, you don't want Trump here. Bam, bam, bam. I don't want Trump here. Dead body, dead body, dead body. Trump can't come here. Oh yeah. Well, in D.C., I see black professionals. I see hills of blue and eyes of gray. I see free markets every day. I see, and I think to myself, how Chicago's to blame. And I say to myself that Chicago's to blame. I see crime and violence too. And I can't rhyme it with that. I'll get in trouble. E85. Your suspension wore off, E85. E85, you know you got kicked out, E85. E85, you better be good. You better be good, E85. I'm watching you. I'm watching you, E85. Hey, y'all be trying to slide back up in here. Don't be trying to slide up in the hottest podcast. You know it's the best. Just one time, because you say you the best, perfect. You the man. I love you, perfect. I love you, perfect. I love you, perfect. I love it when they call me Big Papa. I love it when... Hey, y'all see my shirt today? Look at my shirt today. Look at my shirt today. Oh, man, check this one out. This is a good one. Y'all like this one? Okay. Well, E85, well, you're going to have to find somebody else to laugh at. Well, I'm going to let you stay. I'm going to let you stay. I'm going to let you stay because I like you. I do like you. I do like... And everybody don't got to like me. Everybody ain't got to like me. Everybody don't got to like me. I do like E85 because that's a dope ass name. And I was smoking, I was smoking some E85 just the other day. You know what I'm saying? I got some I-95, you know. I got the I-95, I got the E85, you know. So yeah. Antonio said, and crucify Jesus. Jesus died for our sins. Amen. No judgment, but choices. We all are here to pay a part. But what is off is how people keep using the Lord to make things make sense. I trust no one will all for grabs. Lady Love, you sound like a Democrat because you just did the same thing. I got you, Lady Love. I got you. Lady Love, I got you, because you just did the same. Look at Kevin. Kevin was like, question mark, question mark. You just did the same thing. Thank you, Kevin, because like, I love you, Lady Love. No, I see you here before. Lady Love, I love you. Don't. Yo, I love you, but you just did the same thing. And the people do that a lot. What's the word? You impeach yourself in your own statement. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm independent. I'm not saying you not Republican or Democrat. I'm just saying that when you say how people try to use the Lord and all that type of stuff, you was just doing it. So I'm just saying, I love you. I'm not putting you down, but I'm just saying you did the same thing. But I love telling that story. You know, I always go into the scripture because that's how I was raised. My grandmother would do the same thing. When she was teaching me, she would undergird her teachings with scripture. So I do that a lot. So I think it's valid when I gave that lesson on Barabbas. A lot of people don't know that the people had a choice. A lot of people know that Jesus was crucified. The other day I was reading about the kiss of Judas. Something had led me, I don't know, but something had led me to reading. I like to read, and I read my Bible. And you know, my mother passed away, so my grandmother and my mother passed away, so that's one of the ways I stay close to them. But I was reading about the kiss of Judas, and a lot of people don't know that it was night. It was after the supper, and the way Judas let them know who the son of, because they didn't know who the Son of God was, is that he kissed them. And you know, some of these stories stand out to me in my life because of what I've chosen to do, the calling that I've chosen. So I get reminded of these things, right? And that was powerful to me because this is a trusted friend, and he betrayed him with a kiss. That comes in my head a lot. So today, when I was thinking about Chicago and the analogy of Chicago and what the people of Chicago were actually doing, it made me think about this decision that the people had. Like, the people of Chicago have a choice. And it made me think about, a lot of people didn't know, give us Barabbas, was the crowd's cry, demanding the release of a notorious criminal named Barabbas over Jesus. He said, this story is a theme A lot of the stories in the Bibles are parables to show you that these things come up again in life. That's what's great about the Bible. It's basic instructions before leaving here. It's just math. It's just a map. And you can apply it in life a lot. And when you talk about the themes of guilt, innocence, and rejection of righteousness, Mike Epps has a joke where he said, God was calling me to be saved. And I said, God, wait a minute. I got some more things to handle. Like, he rejected God because he knew he wasn't done being wicked. He didn't want to commit his heart. He didn't want to commit to God because his heart wasn't in it yet. He still had wickedness in his heart. A lot of people are in that place where you know God and you know the direction you should go, but you are unwilling. You are wise enough. That's probably why you're here watching me. You're wise enough to know the direction you should go, but you also have the intellect to know I'm not going that direction yet because I'm not prepared. I still have iniquity. So, you need to have faith in yourself and faith in your creator that you can do it. You don't have to be ready. Just jump. When you young in the faith and you young, I'll be like, just jump, man. Just jump, man. It got to be better than being hop skipping on a razor blade. Ice-T talked about our life. He said it's like jump. It's like jump roping on the razor blade. Imagine jump roping on the razor blade. How you got to keep jumping it. Would you rather be jump roping on the razor blade or take this dive into the faith? I don't know. But I do tell you that Chicago had a choice this weekend. And I think it's sad because when you say 7 days, no shooting in DC, it's 7 days with no black people being shot. And when I say 31 people shot, 5 dead, it's 31 black people, 5 dead black people. Why do you think someone gonna care about you if you don't? I was teaching a lesson this weekend. Why do you think someone will love you more than you love yourself? Black people, Black Americans, Chicago, black people from Chicago. Why do you think someone will love you more than you love yourself? Why do you think someone will do for you more than you're willing to do for yourself? All people, thank you, all people. And why do you need Trump to wipe your ass? Black professionals in DC are embarrassed. And they said we shouldn't have needed Trump to wipe our ass. Black mayor, black police chief. We shouldn't have needed Trump to wipe our ass. Chicago, 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 Chicago. Thank you to everybody watching. 162 likes, $10 in super chats. We got up to 300 people watching today. We actually did some preaching. We had to talk about some stuff today, some very powerful topics. Chicago, 31 people being shot, 5 people being dead. I think we were led in this direction because of the somber nature of today's topic. I'm very energetic. I'm very jovial. I got my voices, I got my songs, but we came to a point in the podcast today, and I believe we were led there because of the gravity of today's subject matter. It's not a joke when we talk about this violence and the results, the real on the ground results in DC, the real on the ground results in DC. That's Black lives. If we want to talk about Black Lives Matter, can what my favorite word is? Can we have a real talk this morning? If you want to really say Black Lives Matter, DC is an example. Trump took up that bullshit. Remember, in Biden's White House, in Biden's DC, there was this big long strip. Remember, it said Black Lives Matter. It had all this shit blocking the street. Remember that? Trump took that shit up the first day. Everybody was sad. Black Lives Matter was painted on the ground in DC, but crack was sold on top of it. People were carjacked on top of it. Trump took that shit up the first day, and now he's stopping blacks from being murdered. So what would you rather have? Would you rather have a big yellow sign under Biden on the street that says Black Lives Matter with dead bodies, dead black people? Or would you rather have that bullshit up off the street, making our white brothers feel inferior, and actually your president, who doesn't care what color you are, stop the murder? And oh, just as an offhand, the murder was black people. Hey, the president stopped the murder in Chicago, stopped the murder in DC, and oh, by the way, those were blacks. Oh, by the way, those were, yeah. See, everybody hated Trump. Remember, he took the Black Lives Matter first day in office. He took Black Lives Matter off the street. Because why divide the country? It's not black America. It's not white America. It's one America. It's one America. It's one America. One Tanamera. One Tanamera. One Tanamera. It's one America. Took that shit up off the street and cleaned up the streets. The Democrats, you got to make up your mind what you want, baby, because I already know the truth. The Democrats want symbolism. Everybody at home. Everybody at home. Everybody at home. Oh, grifter, huh? Let's do it. Let's talk. I'm about to do the grifter right now. Obama. Everybody at home. Everybody, let's do the It's so in love with you. Hey, Obama. That's Obama, baby. Can everybody at home, let's do your best Obama. Give them hope. Give them symbolism. Give them Obama. It's so in love with you. Whatever you want to do. Obama came on stage. Y'all remember? Obama came on stage. He said, rolling, rolling, rolling. Keep them receipts rolling. Rolling, rolling, rolling. MAGA. Rolling, rolling, rolling. We got them receipts rolling. Rolling, rolling, rolling. MAGA. Obama, your mama. Drill, baby, drill. Drill, baby, drill. And it's not rawhide. It's MAGA. MAGA. It's a mega Monday. Mega Monday. MAGA dollar. Put it in the chat right now. MAGA dollar. MAGA dollar. It's the mega Monday MAGA dollar special on the Perfect Timing podcast. Back with the blast. MAGA dollar. The MAGA dollar. Somebody said, what is the MAGA dollar? What's a MAGA dollar? Because I didn't finish high school. I don't know how to create an analogy. My mama done told me that I was a bad boy. A MAGA dollar. What is a MAGA dollar? What is a MAGA dollar? What is a MAGA dollar? No, they got dollars now. They got dollars now. Who gave them dollars? The MAGA dollar is strong. Ask Bud Light, ask Target, ask Cracker Barrel. The MAGA dollar is strong. And you have power as an American. You vote with your dollar. If a billionaire tries to pass on a tariff tax to you, you vote with your dollar. You keep your dollar and you go to a different corporation. You control the prices. Your dollar is political power. You vote with your dollar. We voted with our dollars at Target. You saw the power of your dollars. I call them MAGA dollars. We voted with our dollars at Bud Light. I call them MAGA dollars. We voted with our dollars, $100 million loss at Cracker Barrel. I call them MAGA dollars. Remember the power that you have as a citizen. Remember the power your dollar has as a citizen. The MAGA dollar is strong. You are strong. America is strong. Hoorah. Thank you. Y'all have a good day. See y'all tomorrow, 11 a.m. Same bad time, same bad channel. Damn, it's not closing, y'all.